this is Nikki and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. This is a series I have been highly anticipating. This game has been on my radar for 2 years now, or a year and a half. No, probably around 2 years now. So this is Baldur's Gate 3. This is going to be quite an adventure. I'm assuming you guys have already watched the intro video I did where I introduced my character and everything like that. Technically, I haven't gotten into character creator yet. This is just the loading screen, but it was so pretty. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my little my Let's Play intro on this screen because look at this. Look at it. Listen. You can hear the bells in the distance and the songs of the birds and the wind. Like, bro, this is amazing. Like, I'm so ready. Okay, so I'm so ready. Let's just get into it. Oh, whoa. They changed this. Okay, I feel like I should mention. Oh, whoa, wait, they have the adventurers walking down the tunnel here. And this is Ball? Oh, this is different. Okay, so I feel like I should have said this earlier. Disclaimer, okay? I've played early access. Oh my gosh, these are bodies, men's bodies hanging here. Oh, maybe maybe I should have said this earlier when we were looking at the pretty screen, but listen to this music. Oh my gosh, I can't contain myself. Okay, so disclaimer, I've played early access. All right, so I've completed early access only once, and it was quite early, actually, in early access. We're gonna do balanced, because I think this is probably mostly what I am gonna be used to in terms of what early access was like. I'm assuming this is too much. It's too much, and this is too easy. So we're gonna go balanced. We're gonna go in the middle. Middle Z's. Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited. Okay, I've seen this multiple times, but I'll let this play for you guys. Ugh. Yep. Okay, so that was all the same. That is just as gross as I remember it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to be doing, obviously I'm doing custom first run, obviously, but I want to do run-throughs, or I should say playthroughs of each of the origin characters because they have like completely different backstories, and there's like whole cinematic cutscenes and stuff that is hidden to us if we play a custom character. But if we play as them, we have the opportunity to experience them on a much deeper level, which is honestly fantastic. This is kind of like dark version of MC. But I in particular going to be analyzing the shit out of these origin character playthroughs. But we're going to be doing this, and I'm going to go ahead and quickly make my tab. You will have already seen what she looks like by the time this is out. But I'm just gonna start. All right, we are ready. Venture forth. All right, so all of that was the exact same as early access. That cutscene was the same. Oh, this is different. Oh, that's us. Wow, okay, so cool.
My head.
Wow, alrighty. Alrighty, folks. Oh, wow, look at this. Alright, so I've seen all of this already. Some of this is a little different, though. It looks a little different. Okay, lizard girl. Okay, so we are going to touch everything. Okay, we are literally going to be touching everything. Oh, cool, look. So this little portrait is different. Early access didn't have this cool, like, portrait. I have touched this before, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do this for your benefit.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
All right, we don't have great investigation, but I feel like she would attempt to investigate first. She still is very pragmatic, let's remember. So she would, okay. We're going to, since we're a cleric, we have a cantrip that allows us to essentially bless ourselves, which helps us on rolls. It just gives a little bonus, is what it does. We have a +1 to intelligence, apparently. A natural 20! All right, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with D&D, when a 20 is the highest number you can roll on the dice, on a naked dice, obviously your abilities can add to this 20, but natural 20, which is what this is, you roll a 20 by itself, because you could reach a 20 by rolling like an 18 and you have 2 modifiers that give you a +2, so it gets you to 20. But when you naturally roll a 20, a nat 20, natural 20, it's a critical success, so you automatically succeed in whatever it is you're doing. Unfortunately, same goes for if you roll a 1, which is the lowest you can roll. That's a critical failure. So you automatically, regardless of whatever your modifiers are, you automatically fail whatever it is you're doing. So, yeah, this kind of sucks, but a natural 20. Wow, first roll natural 20. I think our playthrough is blessed, y'all.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
All right, so we can reach towards the pool or we can leave it alone. I think, truly, that she would not touch it. I, as a player, would think it'd be funny, but we're role-playing this playthrough. This is our canon playthrough, all right? So we're going to be making decisions based off of what Elven Shaylee would do. She would not touch this thing. That's for sure. Oh. This is cool. What's this? Is this the guidance thing? Ooh, so this is new. So the cantrip, I'm assuming that's what this is. The cantrip guidance is active. Remember, that's the boost we gave ourselves when we were rolling? So this is its effect. Wow, that's different. Early access, it was not like this. Okay, cool.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
All right.
Someone else got out.
So I don't know if you can tell, but you can see it's kind of dark in here, right? When I turn her towards this area, you see how there's kind of light on this wall? It's indicating that because she is a drow, she has something called dark vision, which allows her to see in the dark, natural darkness. There is magical darkness, which completely blinds you regardless if you have dark vision or not. But she has the ability to see in dark places. All right, so guidance has now gone away because it doesn't last forever. But it's cool how it shows you when it ends like that. That's really cool.
Not everyone made it out alive.
All right. We are going to loot this mind flayer. All right, he's got... This is different loot from the early access. All right. Green is poison, but no more dangerous than a pebble.
Dead. Good.
Dead. Good. That's what we like to hear. That's what she would say. I'm not cheating, but I do know my way around this first area pretty well. I've played it a couple times.
Visions project into your mind. A nautiloid hurtling through the plains, resplendent with psionic energy.
Maybe I need more pockets.
We are going to be reading everything. We are going to be touching almost everything if it doesn't have consequences. Or consequences that line up with what Elle would risk. And we are going to be looting everything. All right, 12 gold. We'll take it. And as you can see, we're going to be taking things really slow, okay? All right, let's grab... Okay, so all these rocks are new. We did not... We were not being given these rocks initially. Okay, so we can jump. I'm going to do that. See? All right, this area was completely on fire in early access, but we're going to just jump over it just in case. All right, interesting. There was a body here in early access. I'm sorry, I'm going to be so annoying about this, but it really is very different. There was a body here in early access and like a brain in a jar. God, this looks really good, you guys.
Still breathing.
Like, look at, I'm sorry, look at this. Look at this. This looks so good. Look at this. Look at the detail. My gosh. Okay. So we're gonna touch this. We don't need it.
Odd. I feel better.
All right. These even look very different. Wow. Wait, there's nothing else in here since this is brand new? I think that's it. Okay.
I have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
Little butthole door.
We are here.
Definitely she'd be freaked out about that.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
She would definitely come check out this stuff.
A schematic of a nautiloid flashes into your mind. Nerves, sinews, as much living being as ship.
Mind flayer horticulture.
Horticulture. My goodness.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Okay. I don't think we can touch these. No, we can't. Okay. So, after she got her lay of the land, she would definitely be coming over here to check out what the hell is all this. What's this? She would be inexplicably drawn to that voice. All this horrible dark terrain is actually kind of something she's used to. Menzo Baranzan favors architecture similar to this. All right. Just gonna come around over here. There used to be a chest over here. There is no longer a chest. All right, so we got a person. She would definitely take a second to check out, make sure they weren't a threat.
Help us. Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
Yeah, ew. All right, she would definitely notice that it was scared. And because she is very survival oriented, she would first try to understand why it was scared. You sound afraid. Why?
The enemy. So many enemies.
Okay, she didn't gain much from that, did she? She would clarify this so that she can make her own inflections about seeing this gruesome sight. She would still ask.
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer. A minion of the Mind Flayers who abducted you.
All right, the disgust. So, these are rolls that are being made, by the way, for those of you who are confused. They're automatic rolls. It's rolls essentially the DM, which is the dungeon master, or playing D&D, the guy who's, or the woman who's running the game, would be making these without telling you, based off of your passive ability scores. So we've been passing them. We've been doing good. Okay. I think you're past the point of saving. Tell me what to do. What would she do? Would she immediately destroy the brain? I think she would. She would immediately categorize this, having understood this, that this is an intellect devourer, and a minion of the Mind Flayers, she would destroy it. No questions asked. She also probably feels petty for this man. He is now free. My god. Alright, his name was, wow, Mirnath. Okay. Okay, so there was a chest over here in early access. I'm not seeing a chest. Alright. That's it. Gotta go back down. Right, she's gonna make her way this way. She sees this is the only way out. For the first part of this, we're gonna be sticking right over her shoulder. We're gonna be keeping real close because we can technically zoom out quite far. But we're gonna be sticking right near her, especially for this beginning part. We're in unfamiliar territory. Ooh. Oh. Okay, that's more intense than it was in early access. My god, look at the... Oh. This is new.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh, my head. What is this? Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
All right. That was really different from early access. Wow. Okay. All right. So this random person just attacked us, but she would recognize her. She was next to us in our pod. What made you think I was a thrall?
We carry Mind Flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Gale, Mind Flayers.
Okay. That's alarming. What would she want to know first? She cares very little about herself. So maybe she would say, who are you?
Who am I? Your only chance of survival.
Okay. Wasn't given very much information. She would not give in to panic. Elle has been through a lot. She would immediately try and pragmatically understand, okay, what's next? We need to figure out where we are.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps.
Ew.
Then we find the Helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
It's disgusting. That's new. Wow. Ew, it's so gross. Okay, in early access, we could sneak into this battle if we wanted to, but we're just going straight in, which is actually very... Lae'zel wouldn't sneak. All right, I've done combat before. All right, so how cute! They're standing back to back. I can't believe I just called that cute, but it's cute! This is also a new arena. This is a new little battle area. This is different from early access. Alrighty, so what would... okay, Elven Shaylee would absolutely do... What would she do first? We are actually going to conserve our spells. Because I know what's coming. We have a bigger fight ahead of us, but I think even if I didn't know that, I would know that this is not the end fight. So we're going to just use a cantrip, which doesn't cost any spells. These spell slots, we only have very few at level 1, so we got to be really choosy with spending them, especially as a spellcaster. Unlike a fighter or martial class that can endlessly do attacks and stuff like that, when it comes to specific spells, spellcasters are limited, so we got to keep an eye on that. All right, look at this. This looks so good. Look at the animation on this spell, or this cantrip. It's great. All right. Let's just try Sacred Flame, which is a cleric spell. All right, it succeeded. Just got a great lunge here. All right, we're gonna go to Lae'zel. Ooh, gain proficiency in all skills of a chosen ability. This is new. Oh, cool. Because she's a Githyanki. I think that's what this is from. Very cool. Okay, so what we're gonna do is rush attack. Nice. All right, we're gonna pick up this scimitar. We are going to group back up. Nice. Okay. I'm a little, like, you guys, I'm not losing either, because, like, you could die, like, your companions can die in these early fights, so I really don't want that to happen. I really don't. I could heal Lae'zel. Wait, actually, does Lae'zel have, she has a healing potion. All right, so we can use that in case we need to. We're gonna do this guy. Oh, they saved. Okay, which means that they're not taking any damage. Cantrips aren't very powerful because they cost nothing. But I'm trying to conserve our situation here. So we're gonna end our turn and have Lae'zel just do a main attack. All right, one shot. One tapped it. All right, we're gonna leave that alone and we're gonna put pressure on this guy. That's what Lae'zel would do. I have a little bit of knowledge about Lae'zel. She is very aggressive when it comes to combat. So we're gonna keep our cleric, our spellcaster back here. All right, awesome. We're gonna do another Sacred Flame. Nope. All right, so you see that? We could technically attack Lae'zel if we wanted to, but we are definitely not doing that. We're gonna hit this. All right, cool.
I'm fury. I'm death.
Ooh. Yes, you are, Lae'zel. I have a feeling that Lae'zel is going to,
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the Helm.
Never a dull moment.
feel like Lae'zel and Elven Shaylee definitely would see eye to eye about some things. So we're gonna pick this up because we're just gonna grabbing everything. All right, we already checked this body. Let's go ahead and check this body. Ooh, we're gonna take this. So, all right, this is new. So we actually have proficiency, I believe, because we're a drow. And we're gonna use a long sword. Oh, not proficient. Oh shit, never mind. Okay, never mind. Not a long sword, I meant short sword. I think she's proficient in short sword because of being a drow, and plus Illustrae also likes swordsmanship, so I want to eventually get her a sword. We're actually going to give this to Lae'zel. Okay. Loot this poor guy. 3 gold. We'll take it. Alright, this is a very different arena, so I don't know, I'm a little lost. This is... Alright, let's come over to this guy. We're going to take a potion of healing. Anything over here? No. Alright, so we're gonna come back over here. We got our girl with us. And we're gonna heal.
Hands on everything.
There we go. Lae'zel's all good. Oh, it tells us about down here. That's nice.
The ship won't be able to take another dragon attack. We need to get out before it's too late.
Okay. Up here. This is very different. Alrighty. Let's keep moving. It's quick saving for us. There's nothing over here, is there? No. Let's go through here. Ooh. I recognize this room. It's a little different.
Isting, back! Touch nothing without knowing its purpose.
We're gonna try and read it.
Another mystery. Aggression.
Damn it.
Annihilate.
We're gonna leave these buttons alone. Elven Shaylee would not push these buttons. We are going to look at this person, though.
The man isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive.
Unsettling as hell. We hear somebody over here, so let's go check this out.
You!
There she is.
Out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
She would immediately look for a way to open it.
Construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
You might as well be trapped in demon webs. There's no helping you. Ooh, drow special drow dialogue. Interesting. I like this. So this is kind of the dichotomy here. This is what she's been raised to say, but this is what she will actually say. I'll go look around.
Try that contraption next to the pod. They did something to it when they sealed me in. Hurry! Please!
We are not leaving anyone for dead. That is for sure.
The console appears dormant.
Look for a switch or release.
The mechanisms are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy an empty socket. Nothing. The console remains dormant.
Whatever fits in that socket must power this thing.
So we gotta find something. Who's...
Light flickers in his eyes,
Ooh.
but he seems totally unaware of his surroundings.
This is important, the symbol right here. It's the symbol of Baal. The Dead 3.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
Needs a key.
Okay, so we don't have any thieves' tools, but we will be able to find a key, I believe. So, let's go look. We gotta look for it. Oh, Okay, so it's not harming us. Intellect devourers will eat any brain they come across, especially the ones that are higher in intelligence. All right, so this looks like maybe the key. We're gonna keep on going in and just quickly explore this.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Okay. We are going to try and read this sigil.
Could mean anything.
Ooh, I know what that says from early access, but I won't say anything. All right, so we're gonna take this gold piece. We are going to examine. Okay, pick it up.
This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
So that seemed to be the key that we were looking for. Let's get this chest. Grab, oh, for sure take this. I know that, what this does, so I'm gonna push it for you guys.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Oh.
Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
All right.
Dredge, is this to be our fate?
Strage. Oh my gosh, she cursed in the drow tongue. I love it. Okay. We are gonna make our way out of here quickly. And we are going to save Shadowheart.
The console appears dormant. The console hums to life. But what is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
We are not proficient in Arcana, but we are going to try and see if we can make sense of this. I guess we are proficient. I guess we have a +1. I thought it was negative when I looked at the stats earlier, but I guess, oh, see? Okay, natural 1. So regardless of what our situation was, our ability add-ons, it doesn't matter.
Nothing in the appearance of the device betrays its purpose. It could do anything. It could even transform the occupant of the pod, like what happened before.
Well, we don't have a choice, do we?
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Ooh. This is a little different. All right, will the pod open? Nice. Not a great roll, but it was a low difficulty.
Feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Oof. Falling and all that would feel like shit.
At last. Thought I was done for.
Let's talk to her.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a Gith with you.
Ooh, okay.
You keep dangerous company.
This is all similar to early access. Okay, so this is interesting. So, as someone who is a drow, she gets this kind of response a lot. Githyanki are also very uncommon. It's a very uncommon race to see just walking around. And they tend to not give a shit about anyone else aside from their own people and their own goals. And they are very aggressive normally and will most likely kill you if they see you. So they have their races have very similar reputations. So I imagine seeing these two together, even as strangers, even though we just helped, or she did, probably wouldn't be a super welcoming sight. But I think what Elle would do is deflect the conversation onto what's more important. Did you feel that just now? We were in each other's heads.
I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. They'll have to wait. I need to get off this ship alive first. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
Agreed. I'm Elvin Shaley.
Shadowheart. One moment.
What's that?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the Helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
Alrighty. So we've got our two ladies with us. We're gonna try and open this with the key we got. Take that. Alright, let's move on. We're gonna go ahead and I don't think we need to heal, but we're just gonna do it anyway. And let's go. I'm going to do an F5, do a quick save, because I know what's coming up.
We're nearing the Helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge?
Oh
I'll
boy.
trust my own judgment.
Cane yank.
Friction already. I'll say this. Elvin Shaley isn't used to being the neutral party in these heated arguments. Used to being the persecuted one. Oh. Ooh, God.
Thrall, connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Gale after we escape.
Impact is imminent. I must connect the Helm.
She would instantly be moving up to fuck up with this guy. We are going to do that. It's saved against it, but that's all right. She's not going to leave because she's going to, she'll get an opportunity attack if she tries to move out of its circle.
Need to stay focused.
What Shadowheart would do is instantly protect herself. She would put Shield of Faith on herself. So this spell, sorry, I'm really used to this. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this, with the spells and stuff, you might be a little confused. So what Shield of Faith does is just adds to her armor class. So it just makes her a little harder to hit. I think Shadowheart would prioritize herself right now. So she's gonna protect herself, and she's just gonna make a straight run for it. She's not gonna attack. Actually, she might try and help out. She'll throw a sacred flame this way. All right, nice. Clerics for the win.
Push my luck again.
All right, what she is gonna do is she's also gonna throw a sacred flame. All right, it's saved, but we're just gonna make a run for it. Moving up as a unit. We're sticking really close to our friends. All right, miss. That's good. Ooh, we are not gonna be fighting those guys. Oh no. Okay, so this is a reaction, which means that the enemy is doing something to us that we can react to. So The imp casts Fiery Bolt on Elven Shaylee. Lesser imp needs 16 to hit. They rolled 17. So Warding Flare impose disadvantage on an attacker, possibly causing their attack to miss. I don't know what this is from. Has no effect on creatures that can't be blinded. Okay, so I don't know if this is this might be a racial thing. All right, it still hit us, but only for 1 hit point, so we're all right. We're gonna have Lae'zel come over and hit it. All right, take care of that. She's gonna make her way back over this way. One shot and shit. We're going to do a Sacred Flame. We're gonna have Shadowheart move up this way. Gonna grab. Oh, we're gonna extend this to Elven Shaylee short sword.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Okay, I like this. Is it the same damage? 2-7. So actually a little better. All right, I want a sword in her hand. I like the sword. I like the look of the sword a little better. I don't think she would be proficient with shields, but we're gonna keep the shield for right now just because of how how desperate a situation this is. We need all the protection we can get right now. She's very low level. All right, so that's that. We could technically try and get this. We could try and kill them both, but we're not gonna do that, as I'm not good with fighting. So we're gonna dash, extend our movement, and come up this way, kind of away from this situation. All right.
Can't give up.
We're gonna have her kind of come up behind her.
Another fight.
All right, we're gonna have
Let's go.
her loot this. All right, we'll take a dagger and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna dash. And
Something good here, I hope.
Ooh!
Hurry, before they strike.
Taking everything she can. All right.
I must reach the Helm.
Yes, Lae'zel. All right, we are actually gonna get in this guy's face,
No time to waste.
just so he can't move away without her attacking him.
Ready.
We are going to move up. All right, there's a couple guys. She is actually going to renew this Shield of Faith and send a cantrip. Oh, it didn't go away? Oh, weird. I thought because it wasn't floating around her.
I won't give in.
Okay. We're gonna just... We're gonna go by Lae'zel. We're actually gonna do a Guiding Bolt. Nice! Alright, Guiding Bolt for the win. And we're gonna move her up. Okay. Miss Lae'zel. We're gonna move up.
Got to keep fighting. Onward.
Blood comes easy these days.
We're gonna do another Guiding Bolt. We're gonna make our way right up here.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Oh! Mildly concerned. died. I was very familiar with that encounter. It's very possible to kill everybody in that room, but I don't think that Elven Shaylee would make that a priority.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your stomach.
I don't think she would give much credence to this just now. She would definitely want to know where she is. I think that's what she would prioritize. Where am I?
Chaos of the crash site confuses the landscape. You'll need to find a settlement or landmark, and you'll need to do it quickly. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Ooh, boy. Wow, just look at this. For those, okay, so I've seen this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that detail. Look at that. Go ahead and take a couple screenshots. I'm sad there's no photo mode. This game is so pretty. All right, so we are gonna just keep on keeping on. Take everything we can. So we, oh. Is she okay? Oh. All right, do we wake her or reach for the artifact? Elven Shaylee wouldn't take it. Maybe previously before as a drow in Menzoberranzan she would, but she doesn't feel compelled to follow that mindset anymore. We're gonna just wake Shadowheart.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Okay. I was hoping you might know that.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Now what? Do you have any idea where we are? What happened to our Gith friend?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
All right. With that knowledge, we would probably move on. We would probably ask, do you have any idea where we are?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first.
True.
We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
You want to stay together? She would definitely be surprised about this, considering she's a drow.
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
All right, let's get moving then.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
All right, we got an honorable Miss Ma'am. Oh, look how she stands. That's different. She stands like a specific way. That's cute. Look how she's standing.
Something the matter? We should get to know each other a little more. Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
I think this is what she feels. This is what Elle feels. But considering she probably feels like she doesn't want to look a gift horse in the face. Like this, Shadowheart's already being kind, and I feel like Elle isn't used to that, so she wouldn't want to push her. If you're not comfortable, I won't press you. Oh, Shadowheart approves.
Get along perfectly well.
That's that. We won't push her any further than that. We respect boundaries in this house, especially with Elle, because she knows that if it was her, she wouldn't want someone prying. She's very sensitive about her past. All right, we don't need a loot, that's for sure. Left alt. Got a backpack over here. A hat. I don't know. We'll just take it. All right, we got some stuff over here. We got some grass, murgrass. We're picking up all the plants and shit. You best believe. Underwear. What? Does this have any? Okay, doesn't have any like abilities. All right, so this is new. This is the crafting table. So we need. Oh, salt of rogue and what? Suspension? Okay. I want to make sure we learn how to make this if we can. All right, elixir of fire. All right, so I guess we just know how to make these automatically. What is it that we learned how to make though? Didn't it say that we learned how to make? Oh, we can make this with murgrass. All right, we need 3 to make suspension, which is one of the ingredients for healing. Okay, cool. All right. We will keep this in mind. I will be using this crafting table for sure. All right, let's go ahead and keep looting. One gold piece. Okay. We're gonna come up here and grab any food we see. We will be taking because we have a camp and we will be sending food is really important for camp. Send to camp. I just don't want her to carry it, so we'll read this.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
Very familiar with early access, and this is definitely within early access. But this is one of the shanties. And this essentially is talking about the goddess of the sea, the bitch queen. She's feared, so most people pray to her out of fear so they don't sink their ships. She doesn't sink their ships, but she's not a benevolent god. But she is revered because people don't want to. They don't want to get on her bad side. Okay, a letter. Sigh. I love you. There, I said it. And if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again and again and keep on saying it till we're old and gray. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so's staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. Well, that's unfortunate. We're gonna send this to camp. That's sad. They weren't able to leave, were they? Ugh. All right, recipe. We discovered a recipe. Send the fish to camp. Bottle. We don't need that. Elven Shaylee is going to be the, I'm going to pick this up. Is going to be our treasury. We're going to keep most of the money with her just because it's most convenient to have all the money in one place. Since we probably will be switching out our companions somewhat often, I'll probably keep my favorites with me at all times. But we will, for different situations, it's best to bring different companions for different situations. So, or different plot lines, it's good to bring different companions. So we got a door here.
Cursed. Can't get that open easily. Maybe there's another entrance.
She warned us. So this is a waypoint. It's essentially just fast travel. But there's an in-world reason why we can do that. It's part of the magic of this world. Won't try and spoil too much, you guys.
More of those wretched things.
All right, see those up here? I did see them. Let's prepare, but let's first grab this stuff over here. So we got one. There's a dead one. So we got two. I think there's three actually. I think one's up here somewhere, but we can't see it, and I'm not going to look for it because we're keeping right near her for this. So we're going to just enter into this situation. Like how I would have if I hadn't known about early access. All right, so we got three of them. They're very fast.
Vicious.
Alrighty.
Filth. Best keep some distance, or this will be a short fight.
Yeah, distance who? So what we're going to do is we don't have Bane, so she's going to protect herself. And then she's going to go ahead and send a guiding bolt this way. She's going to keep her distance.
Where do we go from here?
We unfortunately cannot say the same, but we're going to go ahead and do inflict wounds. God, that looks so good. Look at the spell. It looks so good. All right. Critical miss. All right, so that was probably a nat 1 on that roll to attack, which it did automatically for us, which is great. All right. A dash takes a turn, so they can't attack us on a dash. Okay, they missed. That's nice. We're gonna go ahead and do a sacred flame.
Still on my feet.
We're gonna try another inflict wounds. This is a very strong spell. There we go. One shot it. Perfect. So we are going to stay within this realm. All right, we're gonna warding flare.
Fading fast.
Woo, boy, that hit hard. Woo, boy. Saved. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and drink one of these. And sacred flame. Saved again. Shit. Help. This takes a turn, by the way. Okay. So we're gonna just actually come around and flank this thing. So we're surrounding it. I think that gives us advantage.
So much for peace.
So we healed. We can't do anything because we just got up. We're just gonna attack it. Seems to be more reliable than the spells. Nice. Alrighty. We did it. We did it. Dang, that was close. Alright, end of the day. Level up. Alright. So we are going to wait to rest. We're just gonna do a short rest.
I can keep going a little longer now.
And I only say that because I know there's a companion who's really close by who I want to get. Oh, cool. That was a cool little intro. Very different from early access. All right, cool. So we got our essentially our trump card. This is our special ability. This is a blessing. This is one of the blessings from Illustrate. This is Radiance of the Dawn. So Radiance of the Dawn is an AoE attack where any enemies within the AoE of the spell within range of L will take a very significant amount of damage. Now, for my purposes, I am going to imagine that this is more moonlight than sunlight because of Illustrate and her influence. So just very strong moonlight. Because it's the sun's divine power dispels any magical darkness, but we're gonna go with moonlight because it fits my story a little better. But that's all we get, really. So we're gonna just accept. Oh, hold on. Let me see if we have any. We don't have any new spells, I don't think. And I'm gonna keep these. Oh no, I don't want this one. Command is actually Sanctuary. You or an ally cannot be targeted until you attack or harm a creature. Oh, you can still take damage from area spells. Okay, we can't be targeted. That's interesting. That's a new spell. Let's play with it. I don't know. I haven't used this spell before. We'll just do that. Cool. All right, so we're a level 2 cleric. And I'm about to show you. So we level up Shadowheart. And she is a cleric as well, but she is a different kind of cleric. She's a trickster cleric, which means she has a totally different trump card ability. Hers is Invoke Duplicity. So she can essentially put decoys up. Within 3 meters of the illusion, attack rolls have advantage for you and your allies, which means advantage just means we get to roll the dice twice on the attack roll. The attack rolls are done for us, so we're not rolling it ourselves, but we get essentially benefit with the duplicity out, which is nice. Let's see, let's look at her spells. We're gonna go ahead and give her Bane. We're gonna give her a little more of a more sinister spell to contrast. So we have L with Bless, which can buff our party, and then we have Shadowheart, who has Bane that can debuff enemies. So if we have both of those spells up at the same time, that's pretty neat. It is a concentration spell, and so is Shield of Faith. So we can't have two concentration spells at the same time. But if we have a buffing and debuffing happening at the same time, that's kind of nice. Multiple clerics in a party is it's pretty powerful. But we're gonna let her keep these other spells because I think they're this is like a utility spell, which we don't need right now. Cure Wounds is it's a little stronger healing, but you have to be able to touch the person. Healing Word is just you have to see them, so it's a little more convenient on a battlefield when they might not be in range for Cure Wounds. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna let her keep these. We're gonna accept. Awesome. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and quickly look around here for stuff, and then we're gonna right here is gonna be a companion. That's very important to me. Potion of Speed. Okay, this is a really strong potion. Anything that speeds up your movement speed or gives you double. I think with Potion of Speed, it gives you 2 attacks because you're moving so fast, which is really good on characters like fighters like Lae'zel, who can get like multiple attacks in one turn and just like essentially just bulldoze through. It's really cool. All right, so that's it for this area. We're gonna come down here. Open this, and then there's a companion right up this path. But we're gonna loot all this first. We're gonna have Shadowheart, since she's a trickster cleric. We're gonna have her lockpick this.
How tempting.
She has proficiency, and we're gonna go ahead and she's gonna guide herself. Natural 20, nice. All right, awesome. All right, what's in it? We got a helmet, so we're gonna give this to Elven Shaylee, and then this helmet increases dexterity saving throws. So we're just gonna send this to Elven Shaylee too. Shadowheart already has something on her head. We're gonna put this on Oh, tab for party view. I see. All right, well, we're gonna put this on Elven Shaley, but we're gonna completely hide the helmet because it's ugly as hell. Ah!
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
So we can say easily, stand back, kill it yourself. You look capable enough. I think she would probably help, because she's trying to do better and she's realizing that another person has taken one look at her and hasn't instantly prosecuted her and or tried to kill her. So I think she would probably say, all right, I can help you. She's very off balance right now, so any weird premonitions she might have about this encounter aren't really striking her right now. She's had good interactions with people so far.
Can you see it?
God, his voice. Oh my God. We fail to perceive this.
Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
I need her alive. Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod?
So, we can either nod, shake your head, or we can headbutt him. I'm gonna be honest. I think she would try to headbutt him. She's got her neck under a knife, and she is a scrapper through and through. So she is gonna go ahead and try and headbutt him. She's not, she has melee okay. We might actually do well. She is a light domain cleric. She does know a little bit about close combat, even though she is a caster. Okay. Oh, we just made it. We just barely made that roll. Oh.
You wretched little...
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light. The fear.
Ooh.
What was that? What's going on?
I'm gonna screenshot. It's the Mind Flayer's worm. It's connected us. Honestly, I have no idea. Put the knife away, and I'll tell you everything. What do you think? I think that she probably is keeping her eye on that knife. But going off of his expression and the panic that he is clearly experiencing, I think she is going to give him the information, because that's all he wanted.
The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Oh, look at his expression. Wow, so the expressions are a lot better in than they were in early access. Okay. He's kind of like, his eyebrows are kind of scrunched and he's like trying to force a smile. All right, apology accepted. I might have done the same where the roles reversed. I don't know if she would have put a knife to someone's throat, but maybe if she thought that they were dangerous, like maybe if she thought that, oh, this person was on the Illithid side, she might have done something similar. Glad to see we're all caught up now. You'd better have more to offer than apologies. I mean, Elven Shaylee's done worse, so we're gonna say this one.
A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Introduce yourself or tell him your name and your story. We're just gonna introduce ourselves. We're not gonna tell him everything. Evelyn Shaylee definitely wouldn't open up about everything. First interaction, especially after our first interaction with him.
A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms?
Yes. Unfortunately, they'll turn us into mind flayers.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
Control it? We need to get rid of it. You should travel with me. We're just gonna like, you know what, you should travel with me. I think she'll keep in mind what he said, but I don't think she's gonna comment on it right now. You should travel with me. Our odds are better together.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
Yay! All right. For those of you who couldn't tell, this is my baby. Okay. This is my baby.
Don't touch me.
Oh. Wait.
Keep your distance, darling.
Oh my god.
I wonder what the next move is.
Someone there?
I love that they talk whenever you click on them. All right, so our baby is a rogue, which means he's good at the sneaky shit. Rogues are very powerful class in D&D. They get proficiency in, they can stack proficiency in certain skills that makes them essentially never be able to fail at like sneaking or, you know, assassination. Like there's different subclasses, but rogues are a very strong class, and very good to have around. Every party should have a rogue. I stand by that. So we got a level 2 rogue just by joining the party. Ah! My baby. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put him right behind us. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Oh, that's different. So, okay. This is a different response than what he's given us before. Hold on, I need pictures. Okay, I'm taking a bunch of screenshots. All right. Let's see. He won't tell us anything, but let's just ask. He's giving us major puppy dog eyes right now. It's so cute. Tell me about yourself.
Lots to tell. I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
That's it. Nothing, even less than Shadowheart. Alrighty, so we've got our boy.
There. A mind flare. And it's hurt.
I'd rather it be hurt than me. Do be careful.
All right, he's already looking after us, already warning us. What will we do? Should we even bother talking to it? Or I think that she wouldn't waste any time. Instantly kill. We're not even gonna risk talking to it.
Good for it.
As someone who was raised in the Underdark, she does not take chances with these things. She knows exactly. If anybody in the party was to know about mind flayers, it would be a drow. Drow are known to have worked with mind flayers very rarely, but they understand how dangerous they are because they share their home with them. So she would know to just not even bother letting it get an upper hand by talking to it. It'll get in her head. She knows that. And so she just said, instant death. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to keep going this way.
inside?
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Oh, right, I forgot. I'm gonna go ahead and give all this to Astarion. So all the tricky, trickster stuff we're giving to Astarion. We're giving him the poison as well. He can dip his bow and stuff in that. There is something over here. This is different than early access.
What's going on with that rune? Looks unstable somehow.
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Touch the sigil or leave. We're gonna touch it. This is new. I'm curious. Oh!
A hand? Anyone?
Wait, this is new. Who are you? Slap the hand? It's far too dangerous. Leave him to his fate. Strength, grab the hand and pull. Slap the hand. Who are you?
Just your average traveler stuck between realms. Pull me out, and we'll get properly introduced.
Okay. Cleric, strength. We're gonna go with the cleric, see if we can soothe the sigil's magic. We're gonna have, we're gonna guide ourselves on this. Hopefully we don't fuck up. Ooh, thank God for our modifiers. Awesome.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick.
Oh! There he is.
Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this.
Okay, so we got a little suspicion from Astarion. He did come up right behind us, didn't he? Shadowheart's standing behind us too, but Astarion's at our right by our side. Okay. He's sticking close. No need to apologize. Are you all right? At introductions? At not wasting the time of passing adventurers, I certainly hope so. Dang. We'll just say no need to apologize. Are you okay?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
Okay. I was. Never mind the not a Lloyd. How did you get stuck on this, in that stone? You don't trust this man. Draw your weapon. How did you get stuck in the stone?
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
Oh shit. Oh, I attribute it to divine intervention. To be honest, I haven't a clue. I took control of the ship, landed it safely, and saved the day. That's a blatant lie. I survived. That's all that matters. I think realistically, Elven Shaylee would think it was Elistrae that saved her. Honestly.
It is a valuable commodity to be favored so by the gods. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on
Agreed.
the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not?
Couldn't have phrased it more repellently myself. Go on.
The Certi we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. So, speaking about divine intervention, you don't happen to be a cleric, by any chance, do you? Doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem
Okay.
to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Okay, so this is really different from early access. Gale's introduction is very different. Like lines, delivery, everything. It's giving me a different opinion of him. When we first met him in early access, he was a lot ruder. He's got an attitude. It's sass now, but it's not rude though. It's just like sassy. I like this version a lot better. Okay. I'm a cleric indeed, but I'm afraid the power to remove this parasite eludes me. I can't cure us.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
I think so. What is Astarion, Shadowheart? What do you guys think? I don't think there's any merit in saying no. Sounds like a plan. You're welcome to join me.
Most excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved. Or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Okay, Gale's introduction was very different. But I'm here for it. All right. He is a wizard. So for those of you who are unaware, wizards are smarty McSmarty pants. But not because they're spellcasters, but because wizards don't have innate magical talent. A sorcerer, in comparison, has innate magic. They don't need to study, they don't need to do anything, they could just do magic because they are gifted with magic. Wizards have to learn to wield magic. They have to study really hard and be super smart in order to be able to wield magic. So wizards essentially are the try-hard spellcasters. They're very powerful opponents at high levels, and they're very squishy though in early levels. Because they don't wear armor, and you know, they got to rely on their party to keep them safe in lower levels. So we got to make sure if we have Gale in our party that we are definitely looking after his ass, because he's got to be away from the fighting, and up somewhere high to cast his spells down from on high, and nowhere near any melee. All right, sculpt spells. Evocation. Learning evocation spells from scrolls costs half as much. All right, so these are the different subclasses for him. This is what it automatically was chosen, so I am assuming, is this his natural one? Like, is this his canon subclass? Focuses on elemental energy into powerful attacks and enchantments. Those who specialize in this school are known as evokers. Learning evocation spells from scrolls only costs you 25 gold. Oh, and that's another thing. Wizards are the only class that can learn any spell. So if you have a spell scroll, a wizard can learn that spell and forever be able to use that spell from there on out. No other class can do that. All right, so maybe we keep evocation because that seems to be that's like the automatic one. So let's go ahead and pick our spells. So these are important. All right, so magic missile is guaranteed hit. every time you use it, which is why it's a very popular spell. We got shield. Okay. This is good. Because it protects him. We're gonna give him this because he's very, very squishy. And then, ooh, Chromatic Orb hurls a sphere that deals 3 to 24 thunder damage. And Burning Hands, or we can use a familiar. This is a utility spell. Ice Knife. Should we just go Magic Missile? It'll hit every time. It's not as fun, but it's more reliable. Burning Hands is close quarters, so I don't want that. We want to be able to, we don't want close quarters. Throw a shard of ice that deals 1 to 10 piercing damage. It explodes and deals 2 to 12 cold damage to anyone nearby. It leaves an ice surface. On miss, the shard of ice still explodes. Alright. Dex save. Let's just go Magic Missile. We'll just play it safe right now. Those are the new spells we've got. Actually, we don't need shield. I'm dumb. Or wait, hold on. We don't need this either. Maybe we do take familiar. And then we get rid of all this and do Magic Missile and familiar. Okay, cool. So he's got mage armor. This is what I thought shield was. Wait, what's the difference? When you are about to be hit by an enemy, increase your armor class by 5. Okay, and then this is protect a target from attacks, increase its armor class to 13 plus. Oh shit. Plus dexterity modifier. Okay, so we're gonna keep this. Mage armor. I think shield is just for anybody else, not just necessary. Okay, so we're gonna keep this Thunderwave, we're gonna keep that, all that stuff. Okay. Accept. Alright, welcome Gale. Welcome to the party. Let's see if we can talk to him for a little bit.
First in magic, are you?
No. Not in the way he is. I'm sorry. This is such a funny frame. He's looking, Astarion's looking at us and Shadowheart peeking at us over our shoulder. Of course I am. My god has granted me a great blessing.
Oh, I do apologize. I meant to ask, are you studied in magic? Namely, are you a wizard? Which you are not.
No.
If you meet any elder wizards, let me know. There is a matter I'd like to seek advice on from a master.
Okay. Noted, I guess. Okie dokie. Artichoke. You know what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go ahead and take us to camp. Let's get some interactions at camp. Oh! Take a long rest. Okay. Wow. So camp looks very different. Wow, camp looks super different than it did in early access. In early access, it was just like, like sleeping bags around this, and there was like a little thing over here. This thing was over here. Well, we got like tents with like, that's like that's like customized to their preferences. That's cute. End the day. Okay. Wait, this is cute. Okay, so we gotta analyze this. So we've got some kind of dummy over here. He's got a bunch of pillows with wine. Ooh, some red stains. Okay. I know what that's about, but we got a mirror. Interesting. Blood bank jar. All right. He's got a messy ass room. Jesus, Astarion. Look at all this mess back here. All right, I want to talk to him.
So, we've picked up a wizard who managed to get stuck in his own portal. Hardly a promising introduction.
Instantly judging him. Okay. Wait, we don't get to say anything else. That's it?
Yes.
Okay. I guess we're not gonna have a situation. All right, let's go talk to Shadowheart. Let's go say hi. Oh, jeez. Keep hearing wings. Her tent is cute. I like her tent. I like the purple and the pillows, the silk pillows. And she's got like writing utensils. How cute. All right, I vibe with it.
I've heard you can't get blood from a stone, but apparently you can get a wizard from one. Gale seems interesting.
Ooh. Okay, so this is actually interesting. Something I wanted to note is in early access, if you have Shadowheart in your party when you meet Gale for the first time, he turns to Shadowheart and he goes, he essentially compliments her eyes and he's like, eyes as dark as the deep lake. A pleasure, madam. So he kind of flirts with her. And now we have Shadowheart kind of being like, he's interesting. So I'm wondering if you don't romance either Shadowheart or Gale, if they'll develop a romance with each other, or at least some sort of relationship. They seem very intrigued by each other. What's the story with that odd little artifact you have? What do you think all that's happened to us?
We haven't gone all that far yet. What are you referring to exactly?
Oh, well, sorry. You must have thoughts about our stowaways.
Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. We've no solid leads right now, though. We'd best get hunting. If you discover anything that might help us, I'm all ears.
All right, this is a little different. What will you do if you actually manage to remove the tadpoles?
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course.
Where would you go?
Home. Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach.
All right, journal
As soon
updated.
as possible.
Seems personal. I won't pry if it's not something you want to talk about.
Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation.
Okay. We're gonna leave her be. I just wanted to check in. All right, let's look at Gale's tent. All right, so we got a whole wizard set up. He's absolutely set. He's got his crystal ball. He's got his telescope. We got a separatory funnel, mugwort, a sitting pillow. He's got an organized. Oh, he's got books in there. Not surprising. Okay. A flask. Let's talk to him. See what he's saying.
What's on your mind?
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, City of Splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry.
I like how he listed that he had a cat first. A cat, a library. I'm actually vibing with Gale way more than I was in early access, I'm not gonna lie. Don't stop there. You must have many stories to tell about your adventures as an archmage. I want to know more about more than your hobbies. Can't you tell me something about the real you? That's very nosy. Let's just...
Didn't that paint enough of a picture?
Offer more? Oh, shit. No, we're not going to pry. All right. Everyone's a little on guard, which is fine. You know, it's expected. No one really wants to talk. No one wants to chat. I imagine Elvin Shaylee just made the rounds because she was the initial person who was like gathering everybody together. You know what I mean? Everyone's been kind of following her around, so she probably felt a little bit like she is a leader a little bit in this situation. People are bending to her will a little bit right now. And remember what I said about her being a little primal in how she views dynamics between people. She probably views this squad as not under her command, but she's like, all right, leadership is expected of me on some capacity, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just pragmatically, just gonna accept her, accept her place. We don't have a tent, I'm noticing. I don't think, unless this is our tent. Invasion plans. What? This map of the Sword Coast sprawls from the deep forest of Tethir to the frigid spine of the world. Its topography worn by ancient ink and the constant trade between mortal hands. Alright, interesting. I don't think there's anything in here. No. Alright, weird. We didn't have a tent in early access either, but everyone else has a tent. Is this our tent? Pitiful. Okay, that's not how we end the day though. Okay, so we're gonna end the day, get some rest. We're just gonna take this one, I guess. Do you want to end the day? Yes. Oh, here we go. All right, so this is where we. Oh my god! Look at his shirt. I'm sorry, but I will always be weak for a man in a frilly white blouse. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Gale wants to talk to us, but oh fuck. Gale wants to talk to us. I want to hold on. Yeah, I'm just talking to Astarion first.
So we're resting here. Turning in for the night.
God, he's so handsome. Oh, he's so handsome. It's unfair. Okay, it's no feather bed, but it'll do. What, you've never slept in the woods before? Keep walking if you want. We'll ask him if he's ever slept in the woods.
It's all a little new to me, I admit. The night normally means bustling streets, bursting taverns.
Ooh.
Curling up in the dirt and resting is, a little novel.
Oh my god, look at his... I'm sorry, I'm really trying to hold back on the thirsting, okay? But like, look at his arms, dude. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. No. Like, they even have the veins. That's so detailed. They even show his veins in his hands. That's crazy. Give it a try. We'll need to be fresh for tomorrow. Rest or don't. It's up to you. I think she'd be a little sympathetic. She's an outlander, so she's used to kind of making do and having to, like he said, curl up in the dirt. It's not necessarily her preference either, but she's used to having to suck it up because of who she is. So we're gonna be kind about it.
I'm in no place to rest yet. Today has been a lot. I need some time to think things through. To process this. You sleep. I'll keep watch.
Oh, man. Oh, nice. The ass shot. You'll have to see it. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Whoa, look at the veins over here. I'm so bad. Like, this is so embarrassing. I'm revealing myself so much right now. I'm so sorry. But I gotta say what we're all thinking, okay? Okay. Thank you. I'll sleep better for that. I'm not tired yet. I'll sleep later. We'll both stay up. I'm not ready to turn my back on a stranger. I feel like this is what she thinks. I think Elven Shaylee this is what she's thinking, but she's gonna say this. I'm not tired yet. I'll sleep later.
Suit yourself. Sweet dreams.
Boy, it's just absolutely this shouldn't be allowed. This is illegal. Oh my god. Okay, Gale wanted to talk to us. Look at his fancy ass clothes.
Go to hell.
What? And a good evening to you too. Was there anything in particular I did to deserve such a greeting? Watch your damn mouth. I think if this was another character, they would go with it and they would understand that they would maybe make a joke of this. But considering who Elle is and the fact that she's used to this kind of hot and cold behavior where, people dismiss her very easily. Sometimes they might use her for their own gain, so they pretend to be nice and then flip on her like this. She's used to this shit. So I think she'd maybe be more formal and just try to understand. She'd be more on guard. She wouldn't be able to take this as a joke as much. And she'd be like, did I do anything wrong?
Oh, nothing. I'm just poorly making a point.
Okay.
Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial.
Shit. He's having a moment. What's on your mind? Watch the flames. You sound a tad more dejected. I think normally she would probably not say anything. But I think after he was very reassuring just now. He said, nothing. You're okay. I was just joking. And the fact that she feels that she has a little bit of a responsibility to be not in charge of these people, but to kind of be the glue. Oddly enough, she's never been the glue between a group like this before. But I feel like, she feels a little responsibility to just check in on everybody. So we're gonna ask Gale what's on his mind.
Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract.
True. I'm not too worried. Perhaps you should get some rest. Brooding will get us nowhere. Action will. What can I say but that you're right? We're in deep you-know-what. She's perceiving this as him trying to maybe seek out our opinion. And I think as pragmatic as Elven Shilly is, I think she would go with this. Brooding is not going to get us anywhere. Action will. She's used to picking herself up.
Ballet of Flames invites reflection. But you're right. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
Alrighty. Let's talk to Shadowheart really quick. Oh, whoa. So all these outfits, by the way, are brand new to me, which is why I freaked out over his shirt, his tight leather pants, because I haven't seen them before. This is brand new. This was not in early access. Look at her. Look at her outfit, bitch. Are you kidding?
Doing the rounds, are you? You'd better get some rest. What were you two talking about?
Oh. We were just discussing the next steps.
I see. I'd be careful with Astarion.
Oh? Okay. You don't trust Astarion? You like to stir things up, don't you? I wasn't confiding in anyone. I was just talking. If anyone has me concerned, it's you. Why don't you trust Astarion?
Trust is a rare currency.
True.
Not sure I'd spend it on someone who drew a knife on me moments after I met them. Let's hope we rapidly find a healer. You seem reliable. I think you know how important it is that we find someone who can cure us. Best if we focus on that.
Okay. Agreed. The sooner we find someone to help us, the better.
Good. We might even get lucky and find one right away. As I see it, we're overdue some good fortune. Rest well.
All right, so I knew this about Shadowheart. That's new about the Astarion thing, though. She didn't say that. She hadn't said that before in an early access, but it makes sense that she wouldn't trust him. I mean, Elvin Shaley technically doesn't. I'm thirsting after him. Me, Nikki. I think Elvin Shaley, I'm going to be completely transparent. My goal is to romance Astarion this playthrough, and we're still going to be doing a pretty good playthrough though. So we're not going to be going evil, okay? We want good endings. We want our friends to stay alive. We're not betraying our friends. We're not doing any bullshit like that. So this is a good, morally good playthrough with a little bit of morally gray sprinkled in there. I think that's the way to describe it. But my goal is to romance this man, okay? So just being transparent about that. But we're gonna sleep for the night. All right, so these are a full rest. We're just gonna use that. But this is why food is important. This is where all the food goes. All right, full rest.
Dark is familiar,
but
not comforting. It is a struggle to sink into your trance, weaving together memory, ambition, and purpose. You picture a cup, ancient and elven, priceless. Drinking from it honors the dead, those lost to Lolth's predation. Fire spills across your thoughts. Dragon's breath. The tadpole slithers, twisting deeper into your skull. Your head is about to burst. The memory consumes your mind, corrupting the trance.
Oh shit. This is new. Okay, this is brand new. This was not in early access. All right, so you have walked your dreams countless times before. Will this memory to pass? Constitution. Refuse to break. Anything can be endured in the trance. Let the pain claim you. Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, drow, like full elves, don't actually sleep. Or they call it trance. And essentially they need less rest hours than like a human would. I think it's like 4 hours less or something that's required for full rest, I think. I believe so. And they don't actually sleep. They go into this thing called trance. So that's what she's saying. That's what the narrator's talking about with the trance. If this was a human, I think this might be very different because humans don't fall into trance. They just sleep. And other races sleep as well. Half elves sleep. But full elves and a drow's a full elf, they do not sleep. All right, so we're going to do wisdom because that's our strength. That's our strongest category for abilities. This is probably what she would have done before Illustrate found her and graced her. But since we are a cleric and we're going to trust a little bit in our goddess, she looks a little concerned and she looks like she's in a little bit of pain. And Illustrate has always proved to her thus far that she's been able to soothe the pain. So we're gonna lean into our cleric abilities. We have strong cleric ability check right here. It's only a 5. Oh fuck! Only a 5. Fuck! All right, we barely did it.
The flames
all right.
Cool, dispelled as the image you know emerges again. Blood and darkness. As the trance stabilizes, your breath deepens. Be it cure or cage, something must be done about the tadpole. Every night that passes is another night the monster inside you grows.
Oh, cool. So the elves have a different stance. Oh, boy. So, everybody had a different stance. The elves. So Astarion is an elf. And the elves had a different way of laying down. Oh, it's cool that they're kind of like all standing around. Like they're ready to go. That's kind of neat.
Need something?
Ooh. I like how suspicious he fucking looks of us. Actually, speaking of suspicion. Okay. Oh wait. Oh, this is different. Oh wow, this makes it feel very D&D like with the grid map. That's cool. This is different than early access. Okay, so Oh, it records our responses. Cool. All right, that's not what I was looking for though. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we got to actually look at their character sheets. All right, so we have the highest approval so far is with Miss Shadowheart, but that's because we've been with her the longest. We've known her the longest. It seems like they're kind of just neutral on us. I think they're about the same. All right, okay. All right, I didn't expect anything. It's literally day one. It's day one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and leave camp. Go back to where we started. All right. No, Astarion is with me at the front. Thank you. Okay, so let's just keep exploring. So for those of you who are new to the channel, the character log is a section of the video where I discuss the characters. I know that sounds pretty self-explanatory, but I just want to make sure you guys are aware. I usually talk about characters section by section. So I talk about each individual character and my thoughts on them. Normally I talk about my personal thoughts, like my emotional perspective on things, like more immersed. And then I sometimes talk about my objective perspective on like the story and their place in it and their role and their arc and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's like an emotional reaction to what happened in that part, in that Let's Play or narrative or quest or whatever. So yeah. First up, I want to really just quickly touch upon Elle. There isn't much, like, if you haven't watched the first part, kind of like the prologue video to the Let's Play, where I essentially talk about Elven Shaylee for like 45 minutes, I think that kind of gives a more well-rounded starting point on where I think Elle's head is at, especially in the beginning bit. I mean, where she's come from, her past a little bit, so I won't dive too much into that in this section. But I think in regards to all of her companions, I think there is something to be said that all of these people have not attempted to kill her. Obviously, Astarion is the only one who's actually pulled heat out on her, which she's definitely noted. As much as I love Astarion, like in terms of what Elle thinks, I think she is definitely keeping an eye on him. She knows that because his actions like remind her so much of herself and like the kind of the ruthlessness that she would employ if she was pushed to, I think that similarity is a little alarming. And she knows to keep an eye on him. I think he's probably the only one that's like really set off her alarm bells in that way. Shadowheart, I think she sees through a lot of the attitude and recognizes that, wow, this person is like me in the sense that they don't want to share their shit. They don't want me to know about anything, which is fine, fair, like valid. You know what I mean? Like she's not about to be nosy. She's not about to pry. She's not about to try and get in her business without being invited into her business. And that's how she approaches, you know, every companion. But with Shadowheart in particular, who's very clearly drawn lines in the sand and said, you know, my business is private and you are not privy to it. So Elle received those messages very clearly. Same with Gale. Like Gale is a little more charismatic than Shadowheart is, right? He has a little flair, a little sass, a little attitude. He's very colorful with his vernacular, you know, ballet of flames. And he was talking about all these other things. And he was very reflective. Like he's the only one who was like Astarion said, oh, I need to process this, but he wanted to do that in private. But Gale chose to, you know, come to the campfire in the middle of camp. And he, you know, allowed us to approach, and he was inviting us into his talking about things with him. So he seems to be a little more willing to open up. Obviously not about everything, because when we did go to talk to him on, you know, in private, he wasn't willing to share much more than like, I have a cat in a library and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, maybe that's all a front. Maybe that's all for show. You know, maybe that's not who he really is. I doubt we know any of our companion, or Elle knows any of her companions well. At least at this stage, everyone is very brand new. Everyone's a little uncomfortable, and everyone doesn't trust anybody. Like, no one trusts anybody, which is very understandable. But I think Elle, for the most part, feels safe enough in this group to try and at least talk with them. Because again, like I said, she's a drow, and she spent a lot of time adjusting to what it's like to live amongst the in the overworld, not in the Underdark. A lot of reactions she gets to her are very hostile, usually because of her race. So her being able to interact with people for extended periods of time is kind of throwing her for a loop. She's a little off balance with all of it, especially with what she went through, having a freaking worm in her eye. That was not pleasant. And she's very, very worried about that. But I think for once, being alone is not a source of comfort. I think being with a group is actually, for once, something she's finding comfort in. Because I think normally she goes at things alone, mostly because she's had to. That's been her only option. Going at things alone is what she's used to. But it's because it's the only option she's had. She's like made it something that's what's most comfortable to her, because it's what's most familiar. But I think she's going to start to realize that maybe what's most familiar, or what I'm used to, isn't what's always best for me, and what isn't always most comfortable. So I think her being in a group is actually something that she's warming up to pretty quickly. And I feel like she's gonna realize really quick that she's actually really lonely, and she has been for a very long time. But because she's normalized her solitariness, I think she's gonna just come to that fact really quickly. And then once these companions, maybe they'll start to open up soon to her and maybe share bits about themselves. And once that happens, I feel like she's gonna really get invested in who they are, and just curious about who these people are that are willing to see past the fact that she's a drow. Because I'm not exaggerating, like, drow are truly seen as only evil by a lot of people, by a lot of races, and again, rightly so. The drow under Lolth are truly awful. So to have a bunch of companions that kind of see her for who she is because of their situation, I think because they're all in like the same boat, like they're all infected, they all don't know what to do about it, so they have this uneasy tentative alliance going on. Because of that pressure, they're able to see past her race and who, what she looks like and all that, to, okay, this person is like me, we're in the same boat, we're under the same threat. And I think that through line is what's connecting her to everybody. And I can't wait to see that connection grow into something more than just we're bonded by trauma, or we're bonded. I mean, I think they're probably going to bond through trauma, but I think that it's going to grow past that, or I hope. And it'll take a while for her to allow that to blossom, but I do see her making choices that maybe in the past that she wouldn't have before. So with that said, I'm going to just go in detail and talk about each companion we met today, or I guess in this part. So we can just chat about them, not necessarily within Elle's perspective, but just in general. So the first companion we met was Lae'zel. She is cool. Like, Lae'zel is really cool. I'm not going to say anything else about Lae'zel and like what I have known of her from early access, because what's being proven to me is that despite me playing early access, there's a lot of things that are different. Like, there's a lot of things, like the final product and like how the companions interact with us. Some of it's like really different. So I think it's going to completely change my opinion on certain characters, like it did with Gale. So I'm just literally going to go off of what I know of the official Lae'zel that we met within the official release. I'm going to try and not project anything I know of Lae'zel onto my opinion in this, because I think it's going to be a little different. So from what we have met of Lae'zel so far, I think Lae'zel is definitely out to watch her own back. I don't think there's any part of Lae'zel that wishes to work with a group of people. I don't think she cares about our lives. I don't think, you know, but it didn't come off as like evil. It's just that she has her own problems, and why would she risk her life to keep up with us or to wait on us? Because when we left the ship, and we were like, oh, where's the Githyanki? Like, where's Lae'zel? Shadowheart was like, oh, she left. She took off. She left you behind. She left us behind. So that says a lot about what Lae'zel prioritizes. I mean, yes, the idea of the worm hatching in our brains and turning us into a mind flayer is a very pressing fucking issue. So I don't think Elle would ever... I don't even think she'd be mad. I don't even think she's mad about that. I think Lae'zel taking off, like, who can blame her, really? But I think outside of just the panic of having this mind flayer in her head, I think Lae'zel is just truly, she doesn't prioritize other people. She's not altruistic. And I think that was made very clear when we encountered Shadowheart and on the ship. And Lae'zel's first thing was like, what are you doing? Like, we don't have time for this. You know, we did have time and we still got out fine. So Lae'zel being like, oh, why are you spending time on this other person, kind of shows a lot about who she is. And maybe that will change in the future. Maybe when she, you know, if we earn her trust, maybe she will be more likely to stick by us and get our backs. In more ways than just, oh, we're in a literal fight, we need to survive, I'm going to fight as hard as I can, not to protect you, but because I want to survive too. And if you survive, I have a better chance. If there's more people fighting beside me, I have a better chance of getting out of this ship, which I think was her mindset when we were on the ship, and why she was staying with us on the ship rather than just taking off on her own. But you know, once we landed the ship and there was no like immediate need for backup in a fight, she absolutely dropped us. She was gone. So if we encounter Lae'zel anytime soon again, because I know from early access that she's pretty close by to the crash site still, that might be different. I don't know. It might change. But so far, all the companions have been where I knew they would be from early access. So I'm assuming Lae'zel is probably close by still. But when we come across her again, we'll see. We'll see how she reacts and how if she wants to stick by us or not. Okay, Shadowheart. So Shadowheart seems to be the closest, I would say, to Elle at the moment in terms of trust. Literally, she has the most trust with us right now, and I think emotionally, Shadowheart trusts us on some degree more than she trusts any of the other companions. And that was pretty clear in, I think, their dialogue. She has more dialogue with Shadowheart, at least at this moment, than any other of the companions. And Shadowheart's the only companion we can ask, like, what do you think of, like, Astarion? Or, like, what do you think of our other stowaway? Like, what do you think of our other companions? She's the only companion we can ask that as of right now. Of like, what are your opinions on anybody else? So it kind of feels like they're kind of like there's a little bit of camaraderie there that isn't there with the other companions as of right now. And I think that's why Shadowheart's, like, the first thing she says to to us when we're talking to her is like, oh, I don't like Astarion. Don't trust Astarion. Or I wouldn't trust the Gith. Like, she took off. Like, we shouldn't trust her. Or, you know, Gale seems interesting. Like, she's giving her opinion to us on, like, whether or not we should be trusting. And it feels like we shouldn't trust them. I know she's saying, like, you shouldn't trust Astarion, but she's trying to share her opinion with us. That kind of alludes to this, like, bond. Like, hey, we shouldn't trust this. Like, we shouldn't trust them. We should trust them. Or, like, they seem less alarming. They seem more alarming. So I think there's a slight camaraderie. And I can't wait to see that grow. You know, Shadowheart seems like a very private person. They all do. I mean, we don't know anybody. No one knows anybody in the group yet. But Shadowheart seems to, in particular, really value her privacy. And is very, very quick to shut us down if we aren't open, about certain things with her. We haven't lied to her, and we've been pretty fair in regards to her private life. Like I always pick the option, like, okay, if it's a private matter, I'm not going to pry. And she approved of that dialogue a couple times, like in the top left corner. So I think she likes us. I think she'll warm up to us. The threat of the worm in our heads is still her priority, as it is for every person in the party. But I think we're still within the first 24 hours of knowing each other. And within that 24 hours, Shadowheart's definitely the closest to us. And I can't wait to see more from her. She's so interesting. And again, I'm not going to say anything from early access stuff that I know of her, just for spoilers for you guys. And also things might be different with her. So it might, it might all be entirely different. So I'm very excited to get to know Shadowheart more. She seems like a ride or die bitch, and I love her outfit. Her leather V-neck outfit, she looked so fire. I wish I could pull off something like that. So she seems like, I feel like once we get to know her really well, I think she might be a ride or die. So I'm excited to get to know Shadowheart. All right, it's time. I'm talking about my baby Astarion. In terms of what Elle thinks of him, is very different as of right now than what Nikki thinks of Astarion, okay? And I'm trying not to project what I know of him into this. I'm pretty sure you probably already kind of know a bit about his secrets, his really poorly kept secrets, just from the blood jar in his tent and stuff like that. But if you don't know, then I won't say it right now. We haven't discovered it technically, or I should say Elle hasn't discovered it yet. But Astarion is slightly different than he was in early access. His lines are a little different. His delivery is slightly different when it comes to certain things. And he really was putting on the puppy dog eyes. He seemed more vulnerable than he was in early access when we first meet him and stuff, which is interesting. He's very standoffish. When we were clicking on his portrait, switching between characters and moving them around on the order on the left side of the screen, each person talks when you click on him, which is cool. But he was like, don't touch me, and don't get close to me, darling. He was really don't. He's ex-nay on on getting close. So he really doesn't like people getting in his space as of right now. He seems to be the most unknown in the group. He's the most mysterious, I think, as of right now in terms of what we know of him, because he literally was just all right, we have a parasite in our brain, it's going to turn us into a monster, I'm freaked the fuck out, I guess I'll stick with you guys. But other than that, outside of that, he really hasn't said anything else. And then when we go to talk to him, he offers his opinion on Gale. He judges him for getting stuck in his portal, which was pretty funny. But it was a very negative, still very standoffish response. It wasn't like he was sharing his opinion like Shadowheart was, where she was kind of giving her thoughts on, why, one party member should be trusted, or trying to gauge what our opinion was on other party members. It felt like a two-way street. But with Astarion, it didn't feel like a two-way street. The conversation was not both ways. He was telling us that was pretty shady. I don't know if that's a promising companion to have, because he seems to value some strength to some extent, or power. Maybe he's, compartmentalizing and trying to figure out, well, I need to be surrounded by people who are strong, who could take care of this problem. We need a healer, we need to control this thing. And that's what he's after as of right now. It's his own way of panicking, I guess. So maybe that's why he judged Gale, because he was like, I don't want to pick up dead weight. Maybe it was something like that. Not sure. But Elle, I think, recognizes that he is a scrapper, and a bit like her in terms of he put a knife to her throat without even hesitating. He tried to trick us. He was nice to us, and then came up behind us and held us in a headlock with a knife to our throat to get information. So I think Elle recognizes that he's used to employing those tactics, or if he's not used to doing that, he definitely feels like it was necessary, or he's used to situations that put him under a lot of pressure that require him to use violence. To resort to violence instantly and trickery instantly is something I think Elle definitely recognizes, because that's something that is commonly used in Drow society, like trickery, lying to people, you know, being really ruthless, having people under your knife, under your sword or your dagger. It's just commonplace where she's from. So I think she recognizes this in Astarion, and maybe I think that's why she's the most wary of him, because he reminds her the most of herself. But other than that, I mean, I love Astarion. Okay. I love the voice actor did such an amazing job on making him sound like absolutely, like every word curls, you know, it's just great. Honestly, all the VAs for every character is so fantastic. They do such a good job. Like each of them sound so unique. They have so much personality, and the animations, like the motion capture is just phenomenal. And it gives these characters, it makes them so alive, feel so alive. And the what Astarion's VA did really brought Astarion to life. So I'm excited for Elle to get to know Astarion a little better. But yeah, I think Astarion's the most, in terms of like immersion, and my opinion, more emotionally from what we know so far, he is the most alarming, I would say. Definitely the most alarming, and the one to keep an eye on for sure. All right, lastly, we're going to chat about Gale for a second. Gale had quite the introduction. Hand through a portal. I think that was definitely a change from early access. He reaching out to us like that, I feel like maybe symbolic later down the line. I don't know. Because now I don't know what to expect from him, because his introduction and the way he delivers his lines, like, he seems to be slightly rewritten in terms of like personality and that kind of stuff. So I'm really curious about Gale. Like, I'm really curious. I vibed with him. Like, his jokes, his charisma. It's really easy to talk to him. And he seemed to invite us into talking with him a little bit, like by the fire. He definitely was trying to seek some sort of, not camaraderie, but I think he just didn't want to be alone. Like when he was he chose to go into the middle of camp by the campfire, where he knew he was easily spotted. Everyone has a view of the campfire. And I think him just like choosing to brood a little bit by the fire and inviting us in a silent way to come up and ask him like, hey, what's up? Like, what are you doing? I think that means a lot, you know? And I think it's like a small way to hint that maybe he wants to bond a little bit, just to understand who he's with. Like, maybe not even on a deeper level than that. He just kind of wants to understand, who the fuck are the people with me? He is definitely got some secrets. Again, I won't say anything that I might know from early access, because it could all be proven false anyway. Like, it could be useless information anyway. But he seemed to have some cool tattoo under his collarbone, like on his collarbone, on like it just peeked up above his robes, and like he had like a cool earring. So it's just, there's something to Gale. He's a wizard, and wizards are incredibly intelligent people. Not just stat-wise, but they're usually, because they're wizards. I mean, if they're successful wizards, if they're good wizards, not like good as in morally good, but if they're just good at what they do, they're very smart. I think Gale has a lot to offer Elle in the future, in terms of maybe knowledge or what. He did say that he wanted us to let him know if we ever got in contact with an old wizard, like a master wizard. So I guess Gale isn't a master, or he's not, like he considers himself still learning on some level, or maybe he wants another professional opinion. I thought I saw a little bit of graying in his hair. Maybe it was the lighting in that scene. It looked like he had a little bit of silver. He was still like young, but I thought it makes him seem a little older than I thought he was. Maybe he isn't as old. Maybe it's something magical. Like, I don't know. Like there's a strain or something. I don't know. But he's cool. I like his design a lot. And he's another character that like I really want to get to know, especially since he's so different from what I remember of him. I'm super excited to get to know Gale more. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of the video. As always, I appreciate you guys spending your time with me. I'm so excited for this Let's Play. Like, I'm so excited. I know this is like different from my usual content, my Genshin and Honkai Star Rail content. It's like a completely different type of game as well. So I know maybe some of you aren't like super into it, which is fine, but I love this game, so I'm gonna continue putting content out for it because genuinely, like, I'm in love with this game. I'm so excited to get into the nitty-gritty. And if some of you would like to join me on this journey, then you are so welcome to. But it's so fun for me to make this content because this game really is just, it's gonna be major. Like, it's gonna be major. The Larian, which is the developer, it has done such a good job already. Like, I'm blown out of the water already, and I can't wait to continue Elle's journey. I can't wait to get to know these characters more and to see what they get up to and what the story our journey holds for us. So I will have the next episode up as soon as I can. I'm trying to not fall behind on uploads with this like I have with Genshin, but I'm not gonna promise anything. But I'm gonna try and get another Genshin video out in a couple days, so you can expect that. And I will see, if I don't catch you live, I will see you in the next one. I have all my links down below, so if you want to check out my Discord, everyone's down to chat. We're talking about Baldur's Gate there. We talk about Genshin and Honkai there, and just regular stuff. We just like to chat. If you don't want to chat, you just want to lurk and hang out and get notifications, that's totally fine too. There's no pressure to engage if you don't want to. If I don't see you live on Twitch, then I will see you in the next one.